Now, we have a specific purpose, right? So we decided that we want to channel your psychic abilities and how your system is best suited to use certain abilities. So that's what I'll do. We'll just kind of go with the flow, but I'll say some things and you're welcome to ask questions about it and to dig in further. Sometimes my eyes will
Okay.
be closed, sometimes they'll be open. I'm still channeling.
Okay.
All right, so just give me a second. Okay. I also want to kind of see who shows up. Mm, okay. You have right now the guide that's coming through for you is an Arcturian, and I'm feeling it very loving, very supportive, saying, oh, we're so glad that you connected with us. We're so glad that you know about us and that you trust us, that you're not afraid of us, because a lot of people are. This particular guide is coming through in a form that wouldn't scare people, but what they're saying is that's not really what they look like. So that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, they said there's still a lot of things that would distance you from them. It's blue, but they're saying that they're actually green, and you will see green fog, green smoke or something. And they say you've seen it before, usually when it's dark and you shouldn't be able to see colors. So anyway, let's try not to go too far down that rabbit hole. So I'm asking, what are the special psychic abilities that they're here to assist you with? So
Yes.
let's see what that is. Okay. Well, right off the bat, definitely speaking to disembodied earthbound souls. It's going to be a way for you to connect. You're going to feel that kind of energy, and it's going to be really easy for you to communicate with these types of beings. So, people who have passed on, but they're still hanging around for whatever reason. It's like a gateway. You could say it's like a gateway drug. That's what they're saying. You're going to be hooked. Now, do you already do that? Do you already purposely speak to, you could say, ghosts?
I speak to the room. I like to say I've always felt like I know when I'm being watched and I know when there's a presence in the room. And I can be very forceful with it being aggressive in my space. If it's got something to say, we can go through it nicer and we can try a different way to communicate that's less harsh and less makes my mind fill with depression or anxiety. Yeah, I can take
Okay.
on their emotions and their mood states too, I feel.
Yeah, yeah, okay. And that's probably why this Arcturian is also not showing exactly how they look, because it can be very emotional. It can be overwhelming. So, okay, so you have that. Oh, okay. Yeah, so they're saying to start to practice with that. So instead of being more general about the room, um, allow yourself, trust your intuition or your senses as to what or who you're actually talking to. And I'm getting that it's not so much who, like you don't have to be worried about like, well, who are you? What's your name? That, but just that, oh, you're, oh, okay. I, I see you. I know you're over there, and I know you have this problem. I know you want to talk to me about XYZ, but here's how we're going to do it. And you get to set the rules. You get to say, I'm not open at night because I want to sleep at night. I'm just making examples. But we can do this at this time, and we'll sit down in this space like a normal person and we'll talk about it for 20 minutes. Those kinds of rules. And that will filter out those who aren't willing to respect your practice. There will be
Mhm.
many that come along that are not respectful. So,
Should I bop them if I see it? Should I pass them on, leave and bless them and send them on their way, or should I bop them?
Let me see. You can just tell them you have to leave my space now, and just very commanding. And
Firm command. Thank you.
yeah, and in general they will leave. Not all of them will, but you will get better at practicing that, at commanding the space.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to move beyond that because, as they said, that's a gateway. That's something you're going to start practicing. You're going to build up your confidence using that, doing mediumship, but there's something different for you to do. That's just a confidence builder, let's say. Okay. Well, you would definitely want to get permission to do this. I have personally had people do this without my permission, but I do have special locks in place, and so that they can show up in my space at night, but they can't obtain any information. So what I'm talking about is that you can remote view people or situations through your dreams. So
Yes.
your practice of becoming lucid in your dreams is really helpful for this. You would just want to learn a few tricks of the trade with remote viewing. Believe me, I don't know if you've taken any classes, but I've taken several and I could give you some tips, and it's just lots of fun.
Oh, yeah. I've never taken a class, but I'd love to.
Okay. So you can remote view while you're in the dream state as you become lucid. So yeah, you would want to have permission. So if it's a person, you want to remote view and come into a person's dream or come into their dream space and start to interact with them as if you're just physically there with them. That's how it works. So yeah, so I guess you wouldn't remote view and see their dream. You would remote view that person and kind of project yourself into their space. And it will be like a meeting, like, hey, how are you? And you could ask some
Yeah.
questions, you could do activities together, things like that. But it would all be like a remote viewing kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm calling it remote viewing, but it's really not.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I call it remote viewing too, but it's more of the TV screen. It's the TV. I can change the channel and I can change it to a forest, to a city, to I'm inside a car. I'm swimming. Now I'm a fish. Now I'm a critter in the forest. It's that kind of
Yeah.
frequency dial is how it feels.
And it's like, it's not that you're sitting in your room and the person comes to you. Your TV screen, your projection moves to them. So,
It's an antenna thing
yeah,
almost.
remote projection.
Signal, sending a signal. My signal is being sent out, I guess. It's
Yeah.
very interesting. I've also flown around out of outer space like that too and encountered some fun creatures and popped in when I shouldn't have. I've been yelled at before by popping in aggressively too much. And that's when I kind of say there's two ways that you can gaze in that remote viewing world. One is as the sun and one is as the moon. The sun is like, I'm observing you. I see everything. I'm using my observer. That's harsh for a lot of these spiritual creatures I'm noticing, and they don't like it. So I move slower and I gaze at them really gently, like the moon now. And it's almost like looking at them out of the peripheral of your eye. It's a little bit more respectful, I'm noticing.
Interesting. And I suppose, yeah, people are the same way, right? So you could get permission from these beings before you do it too. So that would be like part of the practice and gaining confidence of contacting and talking to these beings. Part of the reason for that is so that you can then contact them before you have this higher level conversation with them, so that you're not like the sun, but you have permission to come in like that.
Yeah. I came in a
And
little hot and heavy. Consent is the key I've been missing. I don't really ask consent when I just kind of like fall asleep and go somewhere because I'm like, take me anywhere, take me where I need to go. But you're right that I think that there's a feeling that's like when I feel like someone's trying to contact, there is an opportunity to consent, ask for it, pick up the phone, and then have a greeting that I've been missing for a little bit of structure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Building a structure around it is definitely the you will you will also have access to the beings that are also on your vibration. So you're not just saying, oh, I'll just go anywhere. You're being specific about where you are willing to go and not willing to go. And I find that a lot of times when people are learning to do these things or they realize that it works, they don't have that control in place. And then they end up going and encountering beings that are really terrible, like really nasty. So, okay, good.
Yeah.
So let's dig into something else. So let me see. Unless you had more questions
Yeah.
about the projection.
Nothing more about the remote viewing, but I've been told before that ley line working and grid worker have popped up in the past, kind of like activation. I can activate when I walk past ancient ley lines, and that's kind of like a dragon skill I was told. So I'd love to learn if there's anything about that.
Okay, let's see. Okay, you have a who I'm seeing is a blue dragon, and I'm told, ah, another blue. That's interesting. And I'm told it's about your voice. So it's more about like, do you talk out loud when you're taking these walks or sing or something?
I have started to talk to the trees and the birds and the
Okay.
clouds and the nature. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Humming, singing, doing it all. Yeah.
Perfect. So,
Throat chakra activation. Yeah.
yes, exactly. It's definitely about that throat chakra and the vibration of your voice being the connecting piece. It doesn't have to be the whole time, but there's like you've got to let some sound out when you're in these places when you want to communicate with those who are, as I said, on that higher vibration, on that higher level. So you would let your throat chakra loose and that's your connection with them. It sort of wakes them up, it attunes you to them, and vice versa.
I've had growly moments where I feel very connected with dragons in a raspy breathing kind of way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why is that? Why is it raspy? It's just like not used as much earlier in your life. Would you say
Mm.
that you were kind of you wouldn't really talk that much?
Yeah, I would say I try to keep my voice in like a higher level, but when it's irritated and angry, it goes into a growly down here level. And so there's a lot of frustration that gets vented. It's a more of a venting register that I notice that when it leads into good breathing exercises that become very fire-based when you start breathing the anger and frustration in and out.
Okay. So let me check if there's a need to do anything with that. Definitely about embracing that side of you that is fiery and not being afraid of that. So it's like if you do try to suppress that fire, then it will just pop out and it will come out in different ways that are less than ideal. So let's say if there's something for you to grow and learn or work on your healing part of connecting with your gifts, then that would be something is working on embracing the anger and speaking things even if you don't think that they sound nice or that somebody might take it the wrong way that say it's like it's that's not your problem, it's not for you to worry about if someone takes it the wrong way. So it's not suppressing your voice in a nutshell.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So that will, yeah, but no, I'm getting that you don't have any problem connecting with these earth spirits, but there's just a lot more that for you to connect with. There's you, okay. Yeah, you are close-ish. I'd say it's probably within 5 miles or so radius of where you live that there are um, a lot of alien sightings, or there's like a hot spot nearby.
Mm, I'm in the
So,
cornfield right now. So
okay. Ah, that's funny. Just
I've actually had a lot of corn dreams lately.
corn. Ah, interesting. Okay. I like, to be honest.
I was excited to just return back to kind of where I consider home to be. It seems to be where a lot of my gifts are hiding in plain sight. You know,
Yeah.
I got to a point where I'd come here for holidays and I just was more sad to leave and go back to my life than it was to be here. So I've got aging grandparents and people getting older. So I want to kind of be there for them and take care of them too. So, and now that I know
Oh,
Reiki and healing, I'm like, there's a little bit more I can do for this community than when I
yes.
left 12 years ago.
Yes. Okay, let me dig into your healing abilities because I think that'll be interesting for you to practice with. So let's
Thank you.
tune
Please.
into
I don't
that.
want to burn anybody with the dragon fire, but I feel it and I want to channel it better. Feeling my feelings has been my number one goal in all of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. So I think that embracing that voice, even if it's not sweet, let's say, just learning to let that be natural, however that comes out, that's really important for you because if you're holding yourself back there, you're going to be holding yourself back when it comes to using your psychic abilities. So you won't have full
Yeah.
range if you don't have full range of your physical body and voice. So let's see. You're healing. Okay, well, some cute little things are about nature, about using the energy coming from your hands around natural objects. Objects is a bad word, like animals, plants, things like that.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
clear thing that you could practice on and just get that energy flowing and cycling within you, within not just you, but like letting the spent energy go through earth and recycle and do what it needs to do. But let's dig in more.
The
Okay.
house I just bought has three trees in it in the backyard and one in the front yard. So I'm very happy to hug them every day.
Yes, yes, you definitely want to be touching them, talking to them, asking, hey, what can I do for you? I'm just, I'm, what's going on is I'm getting a movie basically, and it's showing me some things that you can do. So I'm just trying to get a full picture before I explain it to you. There's like there's something about the roots of the trees that are on your property that there's something wrong. And so you would want to lift your right hand up just in the way that the trees kind of open up, right? And then lean over and place your left hand on the roots. And it's about bringing light. Okay, so they're saying that they're dehydrated. They can't. Okay, so you're manifesting like chemical reactions and um, like you're pulling in moisture for their roots. So that's their main problem right now. It could change, so you want to constantly communicate with them and find out, all right, what are we doing? How can I help you? They're like super happy that you're going to be talking to them. Does
I'm
that
going to
like,
be responsible. So yeah, there's the
yeah.
front tree has a lot of topsoil roots that are exposed and out on the loose soil, and there's a lot of rocks in the soils.
There was a special message about corn, and I'll just tell you this little story. I was walking through the town where I stay in Brazil, and I was talking to the trees. They have some really interesting different trees, and I love to talk to them. I was like, well, let me talk to the other plants that I see. And there was this random corn patch in the middle of this suburban neighborhood. So I said, oh, hey, corn, what's up? And they were like, corn, 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 corn. And like that's all they said. It was the
Like a
most,
Pokemon.
it was the bizarre thing. And so then I asked a nearby tree, why are they just saying corn and nothing else? And they were like, well, they don't really know, they don't really talk like that. It's just, they're only here
They're
for
just
a little
corn.
while. And yeah, so, but
That's kind of cute.
they're really excited when you talk to them and they will just, I mean, if you're in a field, they'll just go ballistic. So have fun
You get
with
a lot of
that.
energy from them. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, so that's what was coming through about the corn. Now, okay, so you got the thing about the dehydrated roots. Any questions about any of that? Anything you want to know more about?
I had two corn dreams recently, but the first one was in the middle of my dream cycle. I just appeared in a field, in the middle of a cornfield, and it was golden, super golden, and it was still growing. It wasn't quite time to harvest, but where I was, it was like a carved patch of square, of trimmed corn to the knee so I could see a little. And then I remember just my vision just went up and I just looked at the sky and it was just beautiful purple ombre with royal blues and royal purples going up to white. So I kind of view that as the chakras from the throat, the crown, and the third eye. But it was just this very beautiful golden scene, and it wasn't anything deeper than that. And then later, I had a dream about a baby corn. I had this baby corn in my hand, and I remember being really proud of it, but being like, "Will it be enough to feed my family?" And no one else was really worried about it. I don't know if we ate it in the dream or anything, but I just remember like having this golden little baby corn in my hand, and just like really enjoying it. So those two moments, kind of like to me, kind of I got to put some corn art in this house.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to bring it. Okay, let me tune in and see what messages are coming from those.
I get a lot of hits from corn.
Yeah, they're also saying the color, the yellow, is how you were talking about the chakras. It's the solar plexus, and also corn is energy, right? People harvest corn for what, ethanol or something?
Ethanol, fuel, yeah.
So it's like it's your power. And so in that dream, you said there was like corn was cut off knee height or something?
Yes, where I was standing. And I was embodied. I was not a floating soul. I
Okay.
was embodied in a body.
Okay. What's coming through is it's very much about returning to your roots. And all right, there's something else coming in. And being fully in love with the earth. So that would definitely go along with the connection you have with ley lines in the earth and the connection with the trees and the plants. Now well, let me just tune into what was the deal with they were cut off and you needed them to be cut off so you could see, okay, there's something about that. Okay. So at a young age, you were cut off from a power source of like your power was taken away, let's say. And that could be any number of reasons, but your spiritual power, you like what you felt made you feel magical or what made you magical, let's say, was taken away, was damaged in some way, but you're back returning to your roots and you're back to reinstate that to let there be growth. So there's a lot of growth around you, but your immediate vicinity has been cut down. So it's just saying, hey, get back to your power source, reinstall your source of power, but you're doing that. You made the move, you're there. You're doing more with your abilities. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't
And that
say
makes
that.
sense why the baby corn showed up next.
Yes,
It was small,
exactly.
but it was mighty.
Yes. And what I like is that people weren't worried about that it wouldn't be enough. Like
Yeah, like me.
it's
They were worried.
yeah,
They were not worried. Yeah.
it's enough. Like you got this. They don't see the minimization like you might see. So they see you as bigger than you see yourself. Was there anything else? Yeah, and also just kind of like this is your baby, your learning phase. But what happens is babies grow really fast. So, and I'm sure corn has this thing where there's a certain time when
Yeah,
it
it
grows really
shoots up.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about any of that. Like it's happening for you. Just stay on the path, trust your intuition. Now there's something coming in about like advisement about how to work on getting that power back. Now, does the when I say getting the power back, do you kind of you know what that is, where you lost
It's
that?
imagination. Yeah, it's imagination. I think it's around middle school when you kind of like start going into high school mode and college brain and who will I be? What will I be? What is the real world? Let me kind of assume what I think the adult world is like and then move into it. And then you're like, wait, there's no magic here. Where is it? And it's like, oh, it was all in here. So I think remembering that you can have fun and just like open your imagination, like, because I won't even vent the frustrations in my mind because I'm like, I got to keep the peace in here. But no, it's like that I can let it in. Like one, like we said, one at a time. We can handle it now.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. How to get your power back, right? Yeah. Do you have aspirations to grow a garden?
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
definitely in the backyard. Yep. Definitely have garden patch ideas.
Okay. So it's
And
like
growing it with my parents and my grandparents, being able to have a multi-generational hands in the garden.
wow, that's so beautiful. Yeah, I definitely saw you tending to a garden and that being a way for you to reconnect. And like it sounds like exactly what you're saying is like your idea is I'm going to connect to my roots. I'm going to have all these beautiful extended memories.
And my roots are exposed, but they're a little dry, so they might need some emotional tending to in this
Yeah.
moment. I think there's a lot of relationships I'm excited to pick back up here from where I left years ago and all that. So very
Ah,
excited.
excellent. Well, this has been super fun and you're just lovely. So lovely to meet you.
Thank you. You too, Janice. It was very excited to talk to you. All right.
Bye-bye.
Talk soon. Bye.